Eleanor's Thanksgiving. My name is Eleanor Hayes. I'm 72 years old, and last Thanksgiving I sat alone at a table set for four, watching the turkey dry out while my two sons, Daniel and Marcus, chose a ski weekend with their friends over the holiday they'd promised to spend with me. I'd started preparing at dawn. The house smelled of sage and roasting bird. I'd pressed the linen tablecloth my mother gave me when I married, arranged the good silver, and placed a small centerpiece of autumn leaves I'd gathered myself because fresh flowers were too expensive on my fixed income. I'd called both sons the day before. Daniel answered distractedly, music thumping in the background. "Yeah, Mom, we'll be there around 2. Marcus was quicker. "Of course, Ma, wouldn't miss it." Daniel answered distractedly, music thumping in the background. "Yeah, Mom, we'll be there around 2. Marcus was quicker. "Of course, Ma, wouldn't miss it." I believed them. I always did. By 3 o'clock, the turkey was perfect, the stuffing fragrant, the cranberry sauce glistening. By 4, the knot in my stomach had turned to stone. By 6, I wrapped everything in foil and put it in the refrigerator. No one was coming. Again. I sat in the darkening living room until 9, when headlights swept across the window. The front door opened, and there they were, flushed from cold mountain air, smelling of pine and expensive cologne, laughing about black diamond runs. Daniel carried a bottle of wine he'd clearly bought for someone else. Marcus shrugged off his new jacket. "Hey, Mom, sorry we're late. Traffic was brutal." They didn't mention Thanksgiving. They didn't notice the table still set behind them. Within 10 minutes, Daniel was explaining that his car needed unexpected repairs, and Marcus's girlfriend had just moved into a pricier apartment. Together, they needed $4,500. "Just until next month, Mom. You always help us out." I looked at my sons, healthy, well-dressed, glowing with the kind of life I'd never been able to afford, and felt something inside me quietly snap. They didn't know I'd already purchased the one-way train ticket to a small town on the Carolina coast. They didn't know I'd spent the last 3 weeks quietly packing, donating, and meeting with a lawyer to rewrite my will. That night, I told them I didn't have the money. They left angry, muttering about how I'd changed. I waited until their taillights disappeared, then went to my bedroom and pulled the ticket from its hiding place. I held it in my hands like a promise. In the weeks that followed, I sold the house I'd lived in for 46 years, transferred what little savings I had into an account they knew nothing about, and left most of the furniture to neighbors who'd always waved hello. I left my sons each a single envelope containing a short letter and the deed to a small storage unit holding their childhood mementos. Nothing more. The train pulled out at dawn. I watched the city I'd known my whole life shrink behind me. When we reached the coast and I smelled salt air for the first time, I cried. Not from grief, but from relief. I rented a tiny cottage 2 blocks from the ocean, joined a watercolor class, and made friends who asked about my day without needing anything from me. My sons called once, 6 months later, wanting to know where I'd gone and when I was coming home. I didn't answer. Some doors, once closed, stay closed. I'm Eleanor now. Simply Eleanor, and the sound of waves outside my window every morning is the sweetest sound I've ever known.